they have been suffering with illnesses and everything, and even social discrimination, because their body were deteriorating, and they were young, and we can't blame the parents that they don't want their healthy children to get married with those potentially contagious, very grave illnesses. So they have difficulty even to get married. Or after the World War II, everybody is struggling. So the company owners don't want to hire a person who has a grave illnesses. So they are discriminated, and they have somehow survived. And all those sufferings, they have come to the conclusion that no one else shall ever again suffer as we have. And if you really understand the depth of this message, this is a great encouragement for the younger generation, because you're going to face much difficult future, shortage of resources, and more conflicts, and more inwardness of the leaders and people. But you cannot give up on this one. So when you challenge, when you make sure that you can increase your friends all over the world to work towards the peaceful world, you need to go through lots of failures, lots of mistakes, and lots of disappointments, lots of betrayals. In my case, more than 100 cases of betrayals. But those are the usual course of life. But if you have conviction that there is a great potentiality for each human being, then you will not give up. You can build, you can trust the potentiality. But I think if you do some social work, you can believe that every human being has the potential to change. If you don't understand that one, then your possibility is very much limited. So my advice is not only the older generation, but your friends, and people who are suffering, and people who are rich, whatever it is, try to understand the great potentiality of other people. That is a way you can develop your own world. And as I said, I didn't say that, but you don't need 100% of the people to work for peace. No, one is enough. One person is enough. If you stand up alone, and then you work not only for your own benefit, but you work for the society, for your family, for your friends, then it will become 10 and 100 and 1,000 and millions. That is the starting point. Each one of you is most important. And if you believe in the future, if you believe in the potentiality of each human being, one is enough. That is my
generation. To those of us who are older than you, how can you advise us to work towards peace? What advice do you have for us?
Advice? I think, as I said before, we need an interaction between young generation and middle generation and elderly generation, and it is very hard for young generation to make an occasion like this to have communication. So I want people to set a place or environment that we can talk. And also for young generation, it is very difficult to think about peace in a worldwide.
Yes and no. The first yes means I am fully satisfied with my life. No shows the fact that the world still has an inhuman violence and actions such as war, crime, and also a crucial situation such as poverty. Focusing on my first answer, yes, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Tomomi Nakamura, and I've been living in Tokyo since I was born. Now I'm a senior in public high school and spending a normal teenage life. And I'm enjoying my life with my lovely friends and family. Before I go and experience this situation in developing countries, I used to complain to my mom about very small dissatisfactions, such as I want more money or persuading her to extend my curfew. However, my idea of my life has completely changed over after my first experience in Cambodia. So about 2 years ago, I participated in a project called UN Japan Ambassador, which was organized by JCI and had an opportunity to visit New York, Washington, D.C., Cambodia, and Netherlands. In Cambodia, I visited a small town called Prea Vichia, and there were two types of the houses in the same area. So the first houses where they could pump out water from the well, and one more is houses without a well. Children living in houses with no water supply, they have to physically damage their body by walking a long distance to fill buckets with water from the polluted rivers. The family had very gloomy and disappointed facial expression, which I can feel that they don't believe any hope or expectation for their future. This was the first time I realized that the enormous significance and power of water, which I am able to get it whenever and wherever I want. And next, I would like to share a story that inspired me during the trip. Please look at the picture. This was taken by someone during my visit. This depicts the situation that elementary school boy who came from Japan giving his own pet bottle water to a local child with a purple shirt. I guess that his action, which is giving his water to him, was moved by his sympathy and his pure and kind heart. But for me, I'll never take this action since I knew that giving him a water is just a temporary solution. Since I am older than him and have a complicated thought, my emotion and action doesn't connect directly, and I felt a little miserable about being mature. So before the experience in Cambodia, I knew the answer of is world peace must be no. But I say this because saying the world is peace made me feel guilty to the people who are suffering from crucial situation. However, now I am able to explain and support my answer with a logical reason with authentic evidence from my experience. I also got shocked by the gap of my life and them, and recognized that I am fortunate to be surrounded by the environment that I have right now. In order to smaller this gap, I came up with two actions that I have to keep on doing, which is learning and spreading information. This experience in Cambodia have taught me a lot of lessons, and I became serious to think about world peace. And my first action that I took was to get out of my comfort zone and step into the world. Last year, I had a chance to go to Manila in the Philippines and spend several days in an impoverished area. The area was filled with garbage and smell was terrible, and it was even hard to walk through the road since the government hasn't provided a stable infrastructure. When I was talking with a local mother who lives there, she asked me one question, which was, why did you come to the Philippines even though there is a poverty in Japan? When I heard this, I was like, how am I supposed to answer this question? Of course, I can comment that there is no serious poverty in Japan like the Philippines does. So, at least I could say was, there is a poverty in Japan, but it's a problem to a limited low-income area. From the conversation, I realized that my intentions and all the messages that I tried to send out to her were only functioning in one direction from me to her. and the communication we had were not a true mutual interaction. Also, I learned that there is a fundamental difference between the amount of information I usually get and the information that mother gets. From this incident, I realized that I was only focusing on something that is visible, which means there are many more significant facts that we have to spotlight, such as lack of information. Furthermore, I realized the power of information when I visited Hong Kong this spring too. I had an opportunity to interact with local students who are in the same age as I. We discussed and shared our knowledge about recent debatable issues in both countries, such as gender equality, freedom of speech, and aging society. We had a very meaningful and high academic communication, and finally, after the meetup, we became good friends. After my visit to Hong Kong, they all came to Japan, so this time I introduced Tokyo and take them out to the city of Shibuya and had really exciting time. On the other hand, when you think about social condition in Hong Kong, I'm sure that everyone comes up with the news of the massive protest movement. The picture on the left side is the picture that I took by myself when I visited there, and the right side photo shows exactly the same place after 2 months from my visit. The protest movement continued like several weeks, and this was the larger protest since Hong Kong was returned by the United Kingdom. This movement aimed to abolish a new law that would allow extradition from Hong Kong to the mainland China, and this law proves an intimate relationship between both countries. I was able to obtain this kind of basic information from TV, but in addition, I was capable of receiving some more local and specific information about the protest from the SNS of my Hong Kong friends. They told me that their school had been closed for a week, and teacher told them that supporting the movement really depends on you. They also posted some videos like short clips of police using a chemical substance to control the citizens, and also some violent arguments between them. Also, they were posting their message and idea to the government, and these claims were really interesting for me because it was unfamiliar to me that I would seldom see on TV. By receiving all the detailed information, I realized the power of information. All my Hong Kong friends intended to expand the real situation, what is going on in the reality, and which are not broadcasted by general media, and also to claim their thought about their own country. Since I had a connection with them, I was able to obtain this rare information, and this led me to understand and learn the incident from multiple perspectives with critical thinking. So in conclusion, my message of this speech is that we should use SNS and internet as a tool to have mutual interaction of information to make the world a better place. SNS sends out voices from minority community and which can't be broadcast on main media. Also, SNS can build a new relationship with people all over the world, which can be connected to have more shared knowledge and diverse perspectives. And the more interaction we have, this can contribute to the quality of education system. By sitting on the internet environment, this can largely expand people's access to information and be able to receive a high quality of education. I have talked about the advantages of utilizing SNS and internet as a modern strategy, but there's something that we can't ignore them. Too much relying on SNS might be control your mind by the massive power and lead you to a biased and stereotype thinking. We have to remember that how people receive their information and how do they think about it is all different, and it depends on individuals. There is no guarantee that all the facts are telling the truth, and we as a users, we have to select and justify each content on the internet. Positive aspects and negative aspects, they both coexist on SNS. But we have to determine which source is reliable and can be used then for our piece. So the last one thing is I am still figuring out the first question, which is what is peace for me, but I'm sure that if we could use internet to have more interaction and information, I believe the world get closer to peace than before. Thank you.